call. We're recording for anybody that doesn't make it on the call tonight. And I'm just bringing you guys some more information from the Platinum Edge, which is a recent coach conference that I went to, led by one of the top coaches in our network, where she has more than half of the coaches underneath her, Christine Dwyer. And this is the second biggest conference from Coach Summit in the year, and I love this event. This is the second time I've gone to this event, and it's so valuable for me and my business and my ability to continue to grow through personal development and help more people. This entire theme seemed to be just about personal growth and breaking through barriers that we put up for ourselves, and really helping us to work towards moving through those, because ultimately when we work through our own stuff, we're better able to serve others. So I'm going to jump right into it. This is from a beautiful woman. I mean, an incredibly inspiring speaker. Her name is Coach Tulin. If you want to follow her on Facebook, I shared her link on our coach page. I encourage you to follow her. I mean, it's incredibly inspiring. I think she started her journey at close to 400 pounds, her weight loss journey. And she picked up one of the Beachbody programs and just started moving. It might have even been, I'm trying to remember, but it might have even been Insanity. Those are Insanity and P90X are two of the programs that Beachbody really started with years ago. And it amazes me the amount of people that started their journey with Insanity, because even I'm scared to death of doing Insanity. But maybe it's the perfectionist in me and the fear of failing, because I know how hard that workout is. And I know that I primarily do my workouts in the morning, and I just know that I can't move that crazy, like insane, in that Insanity workout. And plus the first one was 90 minutes long. Nothing about me wants to be moving like that for 90 minutes. So I think there's a fear in me in there. So I really commend the coaches and the challengers that have started their journey with Insanity. And, she shared a lot about how in the beginning she couldn't lift her knees up high and do low squats or anything like that, but she would literally just pick her knee up off the floor. And she shared with how when she picked her knee up off the floor, the fat in her gut moved up to her chest, and it made it hard to breathe. It's just unbelievable. And that she just continued to do whatever it was that she could. She hit a bottom, which I think a lot of us have to do, is get to a point of some sort of bottom where we've said enough is enough and we're ready to make a change. And I know that that's the case for a lot of clients that I work with. When we start, and one of the first things that we ask for is before and after photos. I get a lot of resistance there, and I will lose a lot of clients in the beginning because of that. And I totally understand that. And in a lot of my business, I would go back and forth with, well, maybe I just don't make it mandatory. Maybe I make it optional. Maybe I make exceptions. And I think that I still do make exceptions, but I will tell you, and I've learned this from my coach, Megan, too, and my personal experience shows me, first of all, we need to, have compassion and empathy for that process, because it is so not easy, especially if this is new for somebody in their journey. Share just the understanding of what a big deal that is, and try and just find some compassion and relationship there, because it is not easy for a lot of people, and many women especially, and depending on the relationship of how they know you in the first place. And but what I have found is the people that are willing to take the pictures are the people that have had the most success, at least in those working with me. There is, some truth to that, when you are ready to commit, you'll commit, you'll do whatever it takes, you'll entrust yourself with your coach, because maybe you've tried it your way before and you failed enough times that you're willing to try something new. And that's really, a lot of my experience with personal fitness. You know, I tried it my way a million times. This works for me. The accountability, the support, the community, this is what works for me. Having easy access to a workout at home, this is what works to me. So with confidence, I can share that with people. And when it comes to photos too, you know, my experience isn't personally difficult for photos, and that's just because I grew up as a skinny girl. I grew up as a dancer in front of a mirror. I'm used to being in front of a mirror. Don't get me wrong, I can look at my body and I can critique it to all hell. It doesn't matter if you're skinny, thick, whatever, your shape, size, we're all different, but we're all human. And I think we all naturally see, you know, the imperfections in ourselves. So there is something that can all be relatable there. And I just want to state that, you know, sometimes it can be hard, especially if there's somebody coming to you within a big emotional reason why. And that is sometimes when I make exceptions, but ultimately if somebody just says, oh, I didn't know pictures were mandatory, I'm not going to do that, you know, then that usually tells me, in my experience, in my 2 years of coaching, that they're just not ready. And that's okay. That is totally okay. And I just simply, you know, I just meet them where they're at. I say, I understand. I let them know, you know, I don't let that just stop the conversation, but I let them know that the pictures are held in complete confidence, because people do see sometimes before and after photos that we share, whether it's in my newsletter, on my Facebook page, on my like page, in a small intimate group. Sometimes they'll see sharing of before and afters, and then they'll just assume that if they give me their photo that I'll share it. But that's not the case, you know. That's always a personal, private conversation, and I always get approval before I share any before and afters. And usually it's because they're proud. You know, so I just say, I understand if you're not ready. I let them know that it is held in confidence, and that this is really just one of the ways that we can help track your success. Anyway, I kind of got off on a tangent there, but it's just going back to, I really want you to understand who Coach Tulin is. When you get a chance, hop on our Facebook page, follow her. Incredibly inspiring. Follow her YouTube. I mean, she's a huge YouTube hit now. And really, because her message is all about being authentically you and unapologetically you. And, you know, that is a barrier that I've had to work through. And through that weekend at Platinum Edge, if you were following my journey at all, it was Sunday when I was at the hotel before we went back to the airport to come home, that I had this feeling that just overcame me, where I was like, I need to let this out. I need to be unapologetically me on Facebook. I'm ready to start. I've been holding back because of my own vulnerability, my own insecurity, my own fears of being judged by other people. And really, a lot of what we learned there is that we're going to grow if we can truly be ourselves and reach out to the people that want to hear our message. You know, whatever your message is as a coach, we each are unique in our business as a coach, and ultimately people are going to connect with you, the person, and who you are, and building that relationship. And so if we don't open up and share who we are, and we aren't, you know, sharing our experiences, our vulnerabilities, and our struggles. And I understand that all takes time. It's taken me 2 years to open up about that. I can tell you there's a weight lift off my shoulders. There's a freedom. There's a sense of, I'm finally doing what I want to do and living a bigger purpose of serving other people through my experiences, because that's all I can do. And ultimately you're going to reach the people that you're meant to reach. And I think for a long time I was trying to reach everybody, you know, all these Facebook friends, all these friends back from high school. And gosh, it's like so scary to have all these friends from high school, and you're going on Facebook Live and you're thinking, I wonder what they're thinking of me. It's been almost 20 years. Like, they're judging me, like, oh, what she, you know. And ultimately I just had to stop and speak to the one person that I'm trying to help. The one person that's maybe like me, that has failed 1,000 times over, that has finally found something, or at least wants to share what I've discovered, a balance that I have found, and help that one person that has hit a bottom, or is ready to stop living their life in fear, or wants to live a more fulfilled life, and cares about health and fitness, and knows that health and fitness can truly help you reach other bigger goals that you might have in your life. And so when you can break down those barriers and start to be who you truly are. And I think this works in every aspect of our life, in our relationships. Ultimately, you're going to grow and you're going to help more people and help the people that are ready and the people that want to be on this journey with you, that are, and I think, so a lot of too, what was said and primarily what, Coach Tulin's message was about is that she's a plus size woman. She will probably forever be a plus size woman. But she can't, let her size hold her back from helping other people start their journey. So many of us as coaches come into this business and we're like, yeah, I really want to coach and I want to help other people, but I'm not there yet. I'm not ready yet. I don't have my before, after. I don't have my after. I haven't hit my goals. How can I help somebody if I haven't hit my goals? And that totally makes sense, you guys. I totally understand that. We've all of us coaches have felt that at one point. But what if Coach Tulin never started coaching and helping somebody else because she hasn't hit her goal? She literally has not hit her goal yet. She has helped thousands of women. I mean, you can check out her YouTube following, her Facebook. She has tens of thousands of people following her. There is something that is so much more attainable and connectable with somebody when they're on the journey themselves. When they're already there, it's like, yeah, but they're already there. Like, I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know where to start. Like, how can I get to there? Like, I'm so far over here, and there's a lot to be said in just grabbing somebody's hand and saying, hey, come do this with me. Walk this walk with me. Like, I've been doing this for a few weeks. It feels great. I am so excited about this. Check this out. Like, just try it. Like, I'd love to hear your feedback, or just curious if this might help you too, or yeah, it's a learning process. And so just bringing somebody along on your journey, there is a lot to be said about that. It's a lot more attainable for somebody to say, hey, yeah, I can do what she's doing, or share your struggles, whether it's in your personal life, in your relationships, in the workplace, if you're coaching, actively coaching. I think sharing your experiences and mostly sharing your struggles and where you fail is a lot more relatable than just sharing your successes. Because I know I can't, I can't relate to that. I think where I am today is only because I have failed forward, as the saying goes. I have failed and I have not given up. And I think there's a lot to be said about just not giving up. I am all about progress, not perfection. I have had to work really hard, little by little each day, to break through that perfectionist that I've just had in my life. And I think it came up from dancing, in the dance world, in the competitive dance world. There's a perfect way of doing ballet. There is a technique there. So I'm trying to break through some of those things that maybe in my childhood didn't set me up for success, and I'm just going to share with you some of the things that she said. And this I can totally relate to. When I started to love myself, I started to take care of myself. When you start to value and love who you are, you will decide that you're worth it. And we know, if we've been coaching long enough, we know that when we take care of ourselves, we're better able to take care of other people. And we are important enough to take care of ourselves. And I know there's a lot of moms that really struggle with that. Especially when they have a family, they feel that is their number one, or their children are number one. And I get that. But ultimately your children are learning by your example. What example are you setting? If you don't make yourself important enough, you don't make your health important enough. So I love when people come to me and say, I want to get healthy because I want to be a good example to my children. I wish there were more people like you. Because our children are our future, right? And that's like, I feel blessed that I get to teach children dancing. And I just shared a post tonight that I feel blessed that I get to help teach life lessons in what I do as a teacher, because some of them don't get that at home. And, I truly believe that I don't have children today yet because I have not been in a place where I was ready to care for somebody else. I am still learning to care for myself. when I begin to forgive myself, I begin to grow. And I can truly relate to that. I am my own worst critic. I am so hard on myself. And when I can only look at my, this goes back to our last week's call about igniting your true potential, and that, the negativity that we feed to our heads, like that becomes our reality. And until we can truly forgive ourselves, maybe it's a past situation. God, you guys, I have to practice forgiveness for myself on a daily basis. If I don't, I'm trying to be this perfectionist, or I am living unhappy and I'm not living in a reality. And I need to forgive myself on a daily basis. And I think in that truly is where I'm able to grow. And that's why I put so much emphasis on personal development. I feel blessed that my upline, Megan, our Team Phoenix leader, really stressed the importance of personal development. I think it's a beautiful thing that she is our leader. She is somebody that was insecure, that was a wallflower, that was just a quiet, reserved person who has had such success in this business because she focused on personal development. You cannot go through this business and expect to help people. Well, first, we don't sell products. We're here to help people grow. And if we're not continuing to grow and learn on a daily basis, we cannot help people. We will be stuck in this place of selling products. But when we can truly take time little by little each day to grow, we change over time, and then we have value to share with other people, and we can serve more people in our life. She said, I decided I was worth it, so I decided to take care of my body. We all know that taking care of our body is our future as far as our health, our nutrition. It's our future with our families. It's our future of whatever it is, the life, the fulfillment that we want to live. Without it, we don't have anything. And you don't know what you don't know, you guys. I never used to take care of my body, even as a dancer. I am far more healthy now in the last 2 years since I started coaching, since I started with Beachbody fitness programs, since I started drinking Shakeology and focusing on learning what the heck clean eating was. I didn't know what it was 2 years ago. I literally learned it through this process. And I'm not a certified nutritionist. I'm not a certified personal trainer. But because of what I've learned and continue to learn and how it's affected me and how I feel today, I have the right to help other people. I deserve it. I can take care of myself, and I can just teach what I know through my failures, through my successes, and hope that I can help just one person. So she used the term plus size a lot. That's what sort of defines her as a coach. That's her niche market. Women who are well overweight, don't even know where to begin. She started by just lifting her legs every single day, just trying. And so it's sort of crazy to say this, but she has so much success because she's plus size. Now, it's not just because she's plus size, it's because she decided to do something about it, and she hasn't given up. Even if she stayed, I think at one point she might have said that she, 1 year in her coaching business, she might have gained 50 pounds. But after losing 150, she gained 50. And I think that's just part of the process. Again, it's about being on the journey. We can't do it perfectly, but she's blessed to be plus size. Her market is very clear and defined. And I know for me, it's been a long time finding my market. I'm still trying to find my market, but I think that by breaking down those barriers and by being authentically me, sharing my imperfections, that I'm going to help find those people. I want to find those imperfect people. And I think a lot, so what I encourage you guys to do is find your plus size. Try and find and establish what is uniquely you. Who are the people that you want to talk to, right? So, 3 things that describe who you are and who you might be able to reach. For me, it's been obviously that I'm a dancer, and I would love nothing more than to help dancers in New York City that want to make it on Broadway as an artist. I know what that's like. I was there for 12 years. I was a starving artist, living paycheck to paycheck, and still blessed to do what I loved. Like, I was working professionally dancing, but it is still not easy, and you do live paycheck to paycheck. I'm actually blessed that I don't have college debt to have to deal with. I went to school for a year. And for a while, for a long time, I was like insecure about that. And really, I never had insecurities about that, but I let other people's judgment of me, that were out loud judgments of me of not going to school, that I held that as an insecurity. I have not regretted that decision a day in my life. After freshman year, I moved to New York City to pursue my dreams. I think there's a lot of value in sharing that with other people. I am blessed that I don't have tens of thousands of dollars in debt right now, like a lot of people my age still do from going to school. And I have been blessed to do what I love for a living. And I believe a lot in following your dreams and passion. And I figured out my own way to study and or earn my own degree. I don't need the certificate on the wall. I looked a lot into going back into school when I was in New York, and financially it did not make sense. I was not going to make more money doing what I was wanting to do by getting that degree. And I'm blessed that I don't have that debt. I was able to make it as a dancer and as a dance teacher my entire life. And but I know what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck. Thank God I didn't have that extra debt weighing on me. So I have such a passion and desire to want to reach dancers that were like me in New York, struggling paycheck to paycheck and doing the waitress job, because I watched so many girls become professional waitresses. So one of my things is reaching dancers. One of my other ones is teachers. I'm a teacher. I've been a dance teacher for 14 years now, and I work in the school system, and I truly believe that teachers are underpaid, overworked and underpaid. And it breaks my heart because they are literally developing our future in our children. And I know some incredible teachers that deserve everything. And I want to reach those teachers because I believe that if they have a passion to serve children, maybe they have a passion to serve other people in their lives, and the coaching opportunity is just a financial opportunity for them to do what they're passionate about, but have an opportunity to live a fuller life that they truly deserve. I have a passion to connect with people that are in a 12-step program like myself. This is something that I'm going to continue to be more open with, especially my team of coaches and even my Facebook friends, because it's a huge part of my life. I am a member of a 12-step program. I have had a lot of experience with the disease of alcoholism and drug addiction and relationships in and around that. And, there is so much guilt, shame, and just mouth shut about it. A lot of people don't talk about it. And for a long time I didn't. And a long time I was afraid that people would judge me about it. But ultimately it has made me the person I am today. I am so blessed to have fallen in love with an alcoholic 8 years ago, or more than that now. Gosh, it's probably 10 years ago. And because it has brought me to a whole nother way of living my life, principles and values by which I live my life and how I want to serve people. And I want to connect with those people because for a long time I felt I wasn't good enough. I wasn't worthy enough. I didn't deserve it. And a lot of it came from those relationships. And so, those are my 3 things. What are your 3 things? Who are the people that you want to connect with, and who do you want to serve? What are the 3 things that make you uniquely you? She talked about 24 hours in a day and 0 excuses. We all have the same 24 hours a day. So why do some people make excuses and some people don't? We all have the same amount of time. Yeah, when it comes to your Facebook page or your social media or however it is that you're sharing with people your journey, one of the ideas behind it is use it as a scrapbook. Use it as if it was, if you had a magazine, what would it look like? What would be on that magazine? Share what you would want in your own magazine. What would you want to learn about? What would you want to know about? What value and content do you want to share? Use your Facebook page as a scrapbook of your life. Because most likely that's what nobody really uses scrapbooks anymore, right? I so wanted to get into that back in the day. I think by the time I did, technology completely changed. So And share your story only for those who will listen. And that's kind of what I talked about in the beginning, when I used to try and share for everybody and be politically correct and, not say anything that people might judge me for. And I'm just getting better in time and feeling more comfortable with just sharing for the one person that wants to listen. She says, create no change in your life and nothing will change. And we talked a lot about sharing the journey, not just the before and after, but the in-between. The in-between is so much more important. The in-between is where everybody lives. It's where everybody is. Very few people are at the before and at the after. They are somewhere on the journey, somewhere on the path. So share your in-between. Just simple, wonderful sayings of stop wishing and start doing. This is something that this reminds me a lot of my coach, Megan, sharing the wonderful success she's had in this business because she puts service first. She puts the people first. She truly cares about serving other people, helping other people grow and develop and live a fuller life. One of my things as a coach is that I want to help people live the fullest life independent of anyone else's dreams, independent of somebody else's dreams. So I take a lot of pride in my independence. I am not married today because I don't feel that I have met my forever person. I'm in a relationship today that I hope is that person. But I truly believe that I'm not married yet because, one, I haven't fully become the person that, I am and want to be. I'm getting closer to that. And so I'm hoping to connect with somebody that is on that same path. And I truly believe that I have not helped everybody that I want to help along this journey, that it is a process. I want to be here for a very long time. I want to help a lot of people. And there is a lot to be said about putting people first in this business. I feel so blessed for the relationships that I've connected with. I mean, Shannon, you're on this call tonight, so I will just use you as an example. I mean, you are a brand new friend that I feel so blessed that Beachbody put us in touch. I love your energy, your spirit. I mean, I love that you're in touch with me on a daily basis. I love when you're sharing your smiles, you're turning your card that I sent you into origami and what that signifies for you. You're sharing your before and afters. You are so committed. Like I have chills right now just talking about it. That is what means so much to me, is that connection. I only hope that we get to meet someday in person. I'm so excited to see where you go. I feel so hopeful for your future. I feel so hopeful that you're going to reach your goals, and I feel so humbled to be a little piece of that for you. The relationships that come out of this business are far greater than the paycheck that I receive. But I'm not going to lie, the paycheck is wonderful too. Because I am a teacher, I am a dancer, I know what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck, and I am not afraid to say I want a life of greatness. I want to be able to travel and see the world. I want to be able to have maybe a wedding of my dreams someday, although that's never something I've ever even dreamed about. Really, I don't have a fantasy wedding, but I'll be damned if my dad is going to pay for it. Right? It's like tradition for the father of the bride to pay for my dad is not paying for my wedding. Like, that is ridiculous. Anyway, so those are just some of the reasons why I'm here. I have a fuller life. I have a passion to serve other people. I have a passion for health and fitness. And this is a beautiful path and opportunity for me to do that. And, Coach Tulin says, and I've always thought this since day one, working with Megan and seeing her success, that if you can do it, I can do it. And if I can do it, you can do it. And that is the reality. We are given the tools. We are given the systems. We are given the opportunity. It is up to each of us to decide, I'm worth it. I deserve this. This is my path. I care to serve people, and all the rest will fall into place. But it is a decision that you have to make. You know, if you have fitness goals, it is a decision. It is a choice. You decide, are you going to get up and work towards your goals, or are you going to lay in bed and complain that you're not there yet? It's a decision. You know, take your excuses. She says, take your excuses and make them your reasons. You don't have enough time? Make the time, and then you will have an abundance of time. Part of the reason why many of us do this job is because we want freedom of time. Well, I can't have freedom of time before I give my time, right? I can't be blessed with free time until I invest, until I have to work my full-time job, and I have to give however many hours I'm choosing to commit at the pace I want to grow my business. I have to give of my time if I want that freedom of time later, where I can choose my work hours because I am my own boss. I can travel when I want to. I can go home and see family because I have that freedom of time. But you don't just get that freedom of time because you say, I want to be a coach, or I want to, you know, you don't just get to your end goal by saying, yep, I want to be this way. You have to sacrifice. You have to take whatever your excuses are, make them your reasons, let them fuel you. And then, you know, feel the success and have that reward of the hard work. You know, so decide, you know, what are your excuses? What are holding you back? For me, it was time. This was my 4th job when I started it 2 years ago. It was me moving across country, starting a new relationship, you know, not knowing anybody. It was feeling like I didn't deserve it. Like I wasn't worth it. Like, yeah, she can do it, but it's not for me. Maybe I can't do it. You know, I didn't graduate college. You know, I don't deserve to make this kind of income without a, you know, certificate. Whatever our feelings are and our excuses are, you know, some of hers were you broke, you feel unsupported. I've certainly been unsupported in this business. I think one of the hardest things about deciding to take care of yourself, and one of the hardest things I tell my coaches about this business, is that the hardest thing for me is balancing this job and my relationship. Because there's a lot of times where the people around you are going to feel that you're choosing one over the other. And you really have to look inside and decide what you want and find a healthy balance. I continue to work on a healthy balance. That is why our name is Balance Bound. I'm continuing to work on it in every aspect of my life: health, fitness, relationships. Are you overweight? Have you not had a transformation? Are you shy? Are you withdrawn? Do you have fear? Do you think you don't deserve it? You know, those are all her excuses. What are your excuses, you guys? I want you to feel open to share them with us. Share them with your upline coach. Figure out what your excuses are. Let them fuel you to be your reasons why you are going to find success, reasons why you are going to get out of bed, reasons why you are going to, you know, get up that extra half hour earlier, stay up that extra half hour at night and connect with people, you know, do whatever it is, little baby steps to get towards your goals. I can't stress enough about personal development. I'm going to end it there. I've gone on long enough. Follow Coach Tulin. None of these things are my words. You know, all I can do is share my experience in relationship to the things that she was sharing. You know, find the things that make you uniquely you. Be unapologetically, authentically you. And there's so much growth that comes from that. Thank you guys for hopping on. Any other questions or comments that you guys want to share, hop onto our coach page. That's what it's there for. We're all there because we're committed to health and fitness. We're all there to help other people along the path and grow as individuals. So it's your group. Share, post. Love seeing you guys in there. All right. I'm going to close out this call, and I will see you on our page. Good night, guys.